we're studying chirality in molecules. Why is this important?
Okay, what do you know about chirality?
Chirality is where a molecule comes in two forms, left-handed and right-handed. These can be, there are loads of different examples. For example, lemonine, the left-handed molecule smells of lemons, while the right-handed molecules smells of oranges.
Well, you probably have answered the question that you asked. In the molecular world, many molecules are chiral. They can exist in a right-handed form and a left-handed form. And you think, well, so what? But you've shown that you could have two molecules. And the molecule you mentioned, okay, these are the two mirror images, right? They look the same, but they're actually mirror images of each other. Yeah, this is limonene. Yeah, and if you were to take one and smell it, one will smell of oranges, one of lemons. So it becomes quite clear that you better be careful what you put in your body, yeah, because it's going to do different things. And this becomes very important when you're looking at pharmaceutical molecules, drug molecules, right? If you're taking medicine, right? If you take one molecule, it might cure you. But if you take its mirror twin, it could kill you, yeah? So you need to know, right, which one you're putting in, right? So that's why chirality is so important, because the human body or any living thing is very, very sensitive. It can pick up the difference between right-hand and left-handed molecules. Okay, so it's very important that when I create a flavor, I get the correct-handed molecule. It's very important when I make a pharmaceutical drug, I make the correct-handed molecule. So you see, that's the reason. There's a whole technology which is a multi-billion pound technology, right? Industries out there making multi-billion pound turnovers on being able to make molecules of the right chirality. Okay? So that is one of the reasons why chirality is so important. The second one is actually more interesting in quite a different way. Why do you think you can tell the difference between right-handed and left-handed limonene?
Because of the smell.
Okay, so something inside your nose is really sensitive, isn't it? It's so sensitive, it can take two molecules that are almost identical, right? And it can tell the difference between them. And the reason for this is actually something very fascinating. It comes out from the evolution of life, how life was created on Earth. And if you look at living things on Earth, and if I look at the molecules that make up, do you know what you made up of? Proteins, for example. Okay, DNA and RNA are some of the molecules you have in your cells. Okay, if you look at a DNA molecule or RNA molecule, it has a backbone which has sugar molecules in there. Now, sugar molecules can exist in a right-handed and left-handed form. But if I look at your DNA and I put it under a microscope, I'll find that instead of using both-handed forms, only one is used in creating you and all of us here. Okay, so if I just show you that, okay, so here is the situation that we have for RNA and DNA. These are the sugar molecules here that are used, ribose sugars, and they can exist in two different forms, but only one form is used for you. So you are made out of building block, which is already handed. Okay. Now, if I take something else that's important in your cell, it's the proteins, right? Yeah. So mom makes you drink a lot of milk because it's got amino acids, so you can make good proteins and grow fast. Yeah. Okay. Those proteins, they carry out all sorts of wonderful functions in your body. They're made out of amino acids. Now, you may not have done this just yet, but amino acids can also exist in right and left-handed forms. But you have evolved to just use one of those forms. So if I look at you, Marcus, you are a very handed object. Yeah, you're made out of just one-handed sugars and one-handed proteins. And because of that, you can tell the difference. So I'm going to do an experiment which will show you how you can tell the difference between S-limonene and R-limonene. If you close your eyes, yeah, put your hand out. Put your hand out so you can. I'm going to shake your hand. Okay. So I'm going to shake your hand first like this. Okay. And then I'm going to shake your hand like that. Could you tell the difference between the two?
The first one was your right hand, the second one was your left.
Exactly. Right? Okay, you can open your eyes. See how well you did that? And how could you tell that? Because you were using one hand, you're already handed. Yeah? If you didn't have this hand, you would not know the handedness with which I greeted you. Yeah? If you were just at the end, if I just grabbed you here, maybe you might not be able to tell the difference so much. But here, you could tell the difference, yeah? So, because you're handed, you could tell which hand I came in and greeted you with. And it's the same for the molecules in your body. Because they're handed, they can tell the difference between another molecule coming in with the same handedness or the opposite handedness. And that's why chirality is important. So we are faced with this fascinating question in science that my group is really interested in. Why are we made out of single-handed amino acids and sugars? Why have we not been made out of both of them? Why was it so important to be made out of single-handed molecules? We don't know the answer to this. It's a massive debate. There's lots of debate in all the scientific conferences I go to, and we're trying to search for the answer for that. So that's why it's fascinating from the point of just philosophy. How did we come about to be like this? And the second, from a huge, huge industrial and medical reason that we must make products of the right-handedness so that we don't harm the person we're putting those in. Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah.